Hi, my name is Kevin, and by the end of this video, you'll have a fully automated system that takes your YouTube video URL and its transcript and automatically generates everything you need for publishing the video to YouTube. And I'm speaking about SEO-optimized descriptions, custom thumbnails, tags, and everything you'll need. There's no more spending hours on manual publishing tasks. As the owner of an AI automation agency and a content creator, I use this exact process to maintain a constant YouTube publishing schedule. This automation lets me produce several high-quality videos per week, while at the same time reducing my actual workload. And not only has this transformed my own content creation process, but through my agency, I've also helped other people, other channels and content creators grow their subscribers using this same automated workflow. And in today's video, I want to show you exactly how to do it. In fact, in this video, I'm going to cover number one, how to set up the automation environment in NA10. I'm going to show you how to create the input system for both the URL and the transcripts. We're going to be building the description generator, the tag optimization prompt, the basically everything you need to get the system working. And we'll also test it out from A to Z. We'll test and troubleshoot the workflow so you'll see how it works. Essentially, without this automation, you're stuck spending 1 to 2 hours per video on repetitive manual tasks, formatting descriptions, researching and testing tags, writing thumbnails, and even copy-pasting information between different tools. So this is what the automation will essentially help you solve. And yeah, this is time that you could spend creating more content, engaging with your community, or whatever it is you want to do to move your business forward. So the way this looks is as follows. So over here, you'll get a quick form, which has YouTube video URL and YouTube transcript. And for the purposes of this video, I found this video that I launched last year. And all I'm going to do is copy the URL right here. And I already have the transcript copied in my clipboard. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to paste the URL, and I'm going to paste in the transcript. I'm going to hit submit, and this will start the whole process. In the meantime, what I will do is in my Airtable here, which is going to create a new record just for the sake of this test YouTube. And I'm going to paste in my YouTube URL. So once this automation is done, it's able to match the YouTube URL with the one I entered in the form earlier. And like so, it's able to add the right information to the right fields. And if I have to run you through this, essentially this is the Airtable database I use to keep my YouTube content organized. There's a table which has the following headers. There's video title, video description, tags, thumbnails, YouTube URL, other notes, publish date, suggested titles, image prompt, transcript, and I recently added a WordPress article as well. So once this happens, or once this finishes in a few seconds, you'll see what this looks like. And over here, I just also wanted to take you into the behind the scenes of what is happening. So over here, this has been running for 1 minute and 16 seconds, doing its thing, creating the automations or the descriptions and titles and all this stuff. So once this finishes, you'll see the whole thing from start to finish. And what I will also say is that I've been testing different large language models with this. In this case, I'm using OpenRouter, and I'm using a free model as well. So it is a bit on the slower side in a way, but it's also free. And for the last couple of days, I've been testing this to see if the results are kind of to the standard that I want. So let me just pause this and I'll get back to the video once this finishes. All right, sweet. So 2 minutes, 3 seconds, this finished. So this is the top part of the automation that we'll be covering in today's video. And if I go back here, you'll see that this has populated. So there's the video title, which it suggested. There's my YouTube description with the part that is constant and the part that is specific to this video. There are the tags. There's the YouTube URL, which was used to match. There are 10 other compelling video titles. There's an image prompt, which I can use to create the thumbnail. And there's a transcript that has been pasted right there. So this is something that happened for free, essentially, within a couple of minutes. And in today's video, I just want to show you how to build this on your own. So you can do the same thing with your own video content. So if I go back here, let's just create a new workflow. Let's just move this here and let's start the build. In order to start building this, what I'm going to use is the on-form submission. So over here, the first step will be on-form submission, where essentially we just need 2 fields. We're going to give this a name. So the form type title is YouTube. Let's call it YouTube video submission. And we need 2 forms or 2 input fields. We have the YouTube URL, which can be a text, because unfortunately, I don't think you can include a URL. And I'm also going to include a YouTube transcript. And for the YouTube transcript, essentially, we need a bigger area. So let's go with text area. Both of these are required. And let's have a look at what this looks like. So this is the test version of the form. Great. What I will say here is that there are also ways to get the YouTube transcript to generate automatically, right? However, the way I do it is that once I upload the videos on YouTube, I set them to private. So there's no way for a scraper to go in and grab the transcript of that video. If you set the videos to go live, then you can avoid waiting for the video to appear and doing the process of kind of like toggling the transcript here, copying that, and then doing the whole shebang. So just in my case, I need to have both the YouTube URL and the YouTube transcript that are inserted into my form. So that's the first thing. Once we have this, the next thing is to run a bunch of large language models. And over here, I'm just going to go with advanced AI. Let's just use an AI agent. And let's just connect this to Open Router. So under chat model, I'm going to go with Open Router. And here, let's just go with something that is free. Again, since this is one thing I'm testing right now. So MetaLlama, let's go with the 70B model. And this will be the chat model that we'll be using for the rest of the video as well. Sweet. So now what we need to do is add some instructions for this agent. So let me pull this up here. Going to open up the agent. First of all, I'm going to give this a better name, which will be the agent that creates a description. And this agent, essentially, I'm going to paste along this prompt. So I'm going to say, your job is to summarize the key takeaways of a video transcript in the first person. Encourage a conversational tone, making the description engaging and relatable. Use a tone as if you were Gary Halbert. So I'm using that specific tone of voice. Dot output asterisk in your output. Also use simple words for the description. Start the output with in this video I'll show you. And then I'm passing along the YouTube description. So that's the first prompt. If I want to add a system message, I can do so here. So I say you are a helpful YouTube assistant that creates in the voice of a YouTube creator that creates descriptions. The voice of a YouTube creator to help create the best descriptions for, okay, that's pretty repetitive. So you're a helpful YouTube assistant that creates the best YouTube descriptions. Yeah, that's pretty good. So we can test this. So let's test this workflow. And this is now waiting for a submission. So what we can do is, let's go to the editor, and I'm just going to grab the URL here. So just click on that to grab it, test the workflow, open this up, and I'm just going to paste the YouTube transcript and the YouTube URL. So then I'll pin the data and I'll be able to use it multiple times. So just grab that, paste that in there, hit submit. And if I close this, this now got the information right here. So I can press P on it to pin it, so I won't have to keep resubmitting over and over. And the agent has created already a description for my video. So this video I'll show you how to make more money and get what you want. I'm talking about the secrets to getting people. Okay, so clearly it didn't grab the transcription yet because there was this problem right here. So over here, let's see what was wrong. JSON.YouTube transcript. So yeah, here it's YouTube with a capital T and here it's a small letter. So this is what we need in order to ensure that that works correctly. So let's run this again and we'll see whether we get a transcription or a description that is based on this transcription about exploring ChatGPT's new desktop app. So if we open this up, in this video I'll show you the ins and outs of the new desktop version of ChatGPT, and I'm excited to share with you what I've learned. Great. So this is working correctly. So now we just pretty much repeat for a few times the next couple of agents. So I can hit Control D, and I'm just going to repeat the process. Over here, I'm also going to connect the chat model to the same open router, like free llama model that I chose over here. And this one I'm going to call create tags. And as for the prompts here, I'm just going to replace what I have already with this right here. So create concise, relevant tags for YouTube videos, ensuring they do not exceed 450 characters in total. Only output the comma-separated list, do not output backticks or backtick CSV at the beginning or end of your output. Here's the YouTube transcript. So let's paste in the YouTube transcript here. And I'm also going to say the following. So in terms of the system message, your helpful assistant that creates relevant YouTube video text, do not exceed 450 characters in total output. And I do this multiple times because even when I do, sometimes that doesn't really factor in the 450 characters. And in fact, as you'll see later, I have a specific JavaScript function that ensures that that doesn't go over the 500 character limit. So here, for some reason, I have an error. Let's see why that didn't work. So provider returned error. Okay, weird. Let's see. Provider returned error. That's very cryptic. Okay, that worked. So I have the tags right there. So that is great. The next thing I'm going to do is come up with suggested titles. So I'm going to duplicate this again, connect it to the same chat model. I'm going to give it a better name, and I'm going to call it create suggested titles. So rename that. And this will be the prompt in this case. So I'm going to say, come up with 10 examples of great titles for this video. Those will cover what's included in the video. Review the following information and use it to guide your output. And then I pass it, or I give it some information about what is like important when creating a headline. So core principles of effective headlines, clarity over cleverness. And I give some information about that headline should be clear and direct about the content, not overly clever or vague. Making a promise, communicate what the reader will gain. So I have a bunch of things that make up a great YouTube headline. Again, I'm going to pass along the YouTube transcript from the form submission. And for the system prompt this time, I'm going to go with your helpful YouTube assistant that creates YouTube video titles. So that is very simple, very straight to the point. Let's actually pin this and let's run the create suggested titles and see whether this is working correctly. I'm also going to rename my flow. So YouTube descript, YouTube demo, video description. And here we got here are 10 possible title options for your YouTube video. Unlocking ChatGPT Power, a tour of the new desktop app. And I get information as well. This title clearly communicates the content of the video and promises to deliver a comprehensive overview of the app. So I get 10 potential video titles as well. What I want to do then, based on those, is choose the one that the large language model feels is the best. So in this next one right here, I'm just going to choose my best title. And here I called it choose best clickbaity title. The prompt is simply the best title is defined as the most clickbaity and likely to get people to click. Here's a list of possible titles to choose from. So I'm passing along the information like those 10 possible titles from the previous module. As for the system prompt, I also have some information like please output in JSON format, where I'm just outputting the chosen title, and I wanted to provide the reason why, because I want to know why it chose that specific title. And here I'm going to say as the system message, you're a helpful YouTube assistant that picks the best YouTube title out of a list. So pretty simple, pretty straight to the point. If I were to run this, okay, for some reason I'm getting this error. Maybe I'm hitting some like upper limits. So here I'm getting this JSON, chosen title, ChatGPT desktop app, the future of AI power productivity, ? And the reason why is the title is the most clickbaity, as it creates curiosity and promise about the potential of the app to shape the future of productivity, making the viewer wonder what the video will reveal about its potential future. Okay, fair enough. So what I want now is to essentially output this as a JSON. And you could either do this by requiring a specific output here and then connecting a specific output parser. So if I choose a specific output parser here, I can say this is the title and this is the reason why. So this can be done immediately in my output. Another way of doing it, instead of connecting this, and let me show you why this would require a little bit of change. So if I try to run this, I should now run into an error. So here it says no endpoint found that support tool use. And the problem is that this open router model doesn't allow me to add a structured output parser, doesn't allow me to have different tools. So if I wanted to do it this way, I would need to disconnect this. And here under chat model, I would need to choose a different model, like use an OpenAI chat model. So if I do this and run it again, I should be able to this time. So let's run this. And now, as you can see, there are no errors returned because OpenAI chat model allows the use or the calling of tools. So here I get the output in JSON immediately. Alternatively, we could stick to what we had before, and after the module, just have a set node here that takes in the output that we had before right here and converts that into JSON. So for mode, we could go to JSON and then we could pass the information from the previous node. So this is one other way of doing it. But let's just keep going and stick with this right here. The next thing, or the final thing, is to actually create an image prompt. So I'm going to actually, let me just duplicate this one right here, since it's pretty similar. We're going to connect this together. For the chat model, I'm going to go with open router as we had before. And this will be called create, let's call it create image prompt. So just going to copy this, paste it there. And the prompt right here is as follows. So create an image prompt for a large language model based on this YouTube title. And here we're just going to pass the suggested YouTube title from the previous node. The system prompt is you are a helpful assistant that creates the best large language model image prompts based on a YouTube title. So again, pretty straightforward. And if we test this out, we should get that output. So here's a potential image prompt for a large language model based on a YouTube title. Illustrate a futuristic desktop computer with a large screen displaying the ChatGPT interface, and so on and so forth. So let's save. And now essentially we have all we need in order to make this work. So with these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ChatGPT modules or nodes, we have everything we need to, or not ChatGPT, I guess, large. In this case, we're using Open Router and what was it, Llama. So with these nodes, we have everything we need to make this work. The next part is to go back to our table and ensure that we update the records or the record correctly. So if I go to my Airtable and pull up the Airtable I was showing you earlier, I'll be able to, number one, match where this information needs to go. And then I'll be able to add all the information by updating the record. So if I go here, let's just delete everything. And all I need is the YouTube URL, which I will match from the one we had earlier. So from the one we had here, as you can see, this is SZII, and this is SZII. So that is all we need. And to do this, we just need two Airtable nodes. So first, just need Airtable. We're going to get or search records, essentially. We need to provide the database. So in my case, it's called legacy. And the table is called all videos. I'm going to match based on the YouTube URL. So I need to use a formula here where I'm just going to say YouTube URL is equal to the URL from the on-form submission. So here, if I switch to expression, I can also reference the information that the user would have put in on form submission. So I go on form submission .youtube and .item .youtube item.json .youtube transcript .youtube URL. That should give me the information that I want. For some reason, I'm getting the wrong syntax here. Okay, it looks good though. On form submission item.json YouTube URL. I think I have an extra, quote and bracket, so that is good. If I test the step, I should get the record ID that I can now reference when I update my Airtable. So now if I go to Airtable, update a record, I can choose the same base again. So I search for legacy. The list is all videos. I'm going to map based on the YouTube URL. So the YouTube URL must match that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just need to insert the stuff from the previous nodes. So I need to put the title. I need to put in the description. I need to put in the tags. What else? Thumbnails, other notes, published dates, suggested titles. Yep, I need to put in those, which is this right here. The image prompt, which goes right here. And the transcript from the form at the beginning. And that should be pretty much it. So let's test this step. And if I go here, this should populate. So in this video, I'll show you how to the in and out. So there's the description, we have the tags, we have the suggested titles, we have the image prompt, and we have the transcript right there. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, pretty easy and straightforward build, but at the same time, super powerful in the sense that it allows you to really take two data points, which is the YouTube URL and the YouTube transcript, which you get immediately when you upload or after a while when you upload a video on YouTube. And it allows you to create all this information without you lifting a finger. So then essentially all that remains once that is done is to go to your N8N here and just update this to active. Once you do, it's good to know that you need to use this production URL. So then if we go to this test URL, I believe that won't work. Yeah, it won't be listening. So you need to grab the production URL and then you can just run this whenever you need to run it. Also remember to unpin this data here because you want to use fresh data and you're ready to rock and roll. So that's pretty much it for this YouTube video in terms of creating video descriptions. In the next video, my plan is to show you how to go from a YouTube video to a fully fledged blog post. So check out or see if that video has gone live yet. In the meantime, don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss future videos. And if you want to learn how to use AI and automation in your business, check out the links in the description to see how I can help you with that as well. I'll speak to you soon.